Come see us doing live shows. We'll be in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only jimmydore.com. Guess what? So the FBI director is going to quit because Chuck Grassley, Republican senator, is coming for him. Hours after a withering Grassley letter, FBI director to resign, says a report. So that's Christopher Wray. He's a deep state swamp lizard person, and he helped engineer January 6th and lots of other horrible things. Whenever you see those guys in khakis and masks, and they're supposed to be, he's the one doing that.
Patriot Front?
Yeah. So this is all, he's the one they had, they went and kidnapped Gretchen Whitmer. And they had something like 9 FBI guys in the van of 13 people. He's the one who did that. So that's what they're doing. The FBI is not there to keep you safe. They're there to do psyops on you.
They've been doing this for years.
Yes.
And they have a record of doing it where they create the crime and they don't have to prove there's no such thing as entrapment if you think there's a thing.
That's right.
They have to show it's in your nature to do something.
It's in your nature to do something.
Which is awfully vague.
So it was only a matter of time before FBI Director Christopher Wray was out. Even though he still has 3 years left in his 10-year appointment, the FBI Director serves at the pleasure of the president. Wray, who replaced the noxious James Comey, did little better to engender trust in the Bureau and ingratiated himself just as well with what we'd call the deep state types. Unaccountable bureaucrats who think the real power should reside with them, not the people, and they get their way most of the time.
Every time.
They call him the director. I think it's good. That's a good name. Call him director because that's what because they all do staged events. That's what he's doing.
Right.
Okay,
he going to movie jail?
People, listen up. Today you're all white supremacists. Now get into your Sears khakis and ball caps and put on your mask and get out there and scare everyone. And action.
He's wearing those riding pants and he's got a big...
So he's going to be gone at the inauguration, on or before the inauguration. A source told the Washington Times he's going to be gone. And we hardly knew him, ironically, considering he knows every single thing about us. Yeah. The Senate confirmed you. So this is Chuck Grassley wrote this letter, and this is what he said. He said, the Senate confirmed you to your current position in hopes you'd bring needed change to the FBI after the politicization and scandal presided over by your predecessor, James Comey. While I sincerely congratulated you on your nomination, I reminded you that an FBI director's 10-year term is a ceiling, not a floor, and laid down my expectations for your service. These included, foremost, the prompt and thorough compliance with congressional oversight requests and the protection of whistleblowers whom I've spent my career defending. Malcolm, can you find that clip where the congressman asked Christopher Wray, did you have MAGA? Did you have FBI assets dressed up as MAGA? I probably have it on my computer. The answer should be no. These included, foremost, the prompt and thorough compliance with the congressional oversight requests and the protection of whistleblowers whom I've spent my career defending. As we stand at the threshold of a new Congress and a new administration with 7 years of water under the bridge, you failed in these fundamental duties as director.
Oh, that's withering, dude.
Has it been 7 years, Kurt? They look so cute when they're young. Now look, he's all grown up and fucking the world.
Hiding Epstein files and what have yous.
Even President Biden, who denied weaponizing his administration against President-elect Trump, has finally admitted that political bias has indeed infected law enforcement. Yeah, because that's what when he had to pardon Hunter, he had to say that was because it was a political prosecution. These failures are serious. So he's saying that the Justice Department is politicized. That's what Joe Biden said, which is the exact thing that Donald Trump has said about all those prosecutions of him, because they were.
And what those scumbag agents said in their text messages to each other repeatedly.
Yes. These failures are serious enough and their pattern widespread enough to have shattered my confidence in your leadership and the confidence and hope many others in Congress placed in you. Rather than turn over a new leaf at the FBI, you've continued to read from the old playbook of weaponization, double standards, and a relentless game of hide and seek with Congress.
You think of the CIA now?
Right? This included the unprecedented raid on Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in August of 2022, noting that he had authorized roughly 30 armed FBI agents to use lethal force if needed during the search.
Wow.
This raid occurred despite serious questions about the need for it. President Trump apparently was cooperating with the investigation, notwithstanding liberal press reports. He voluntarily turned over 15 boxes of documents months before the FBI's drastic escalation.
Wait, but his son is technically a giant, and you don't know what they're capable of.
He added that Hillary Clinton was never subject of such a raid, even though she and her staff mishandled highly classified information while using a non-government server. Further, he alleged that the FBI under Christopher Wray acted as an accomplice to the Democrats' false information campaign designed to undermine my investigation of alleged Biden family corruption. That's the senator talking. That he undermined Senator Grassley's investigation of the alleged Biden family corruption. Wow. And it's not about the place you will raid. It's about the place you won't raid. Right? Because you know better. They're off limits because they're on the good guy's side. Like you didn't raid Joe Biden's garage even though they found a box of classified documents next to his Corvette.
You hid Hunter's laptop.
Yeah. On August 6, 2020, as Senator Ron Johnson and I were finishing our report on the Biden's family's financial connections to foreign governments and questionable foreign nationals, you succumbed to pressure from Democrats in Congress and provided an unnecessary briefing that Democratic leadership requested in an effort to falsely label our investigation as Russian disinformation. That briefing consisted of information we already knew and information that wasn't connected to our Biden investigation. We made clear at the time our concern that the briefing would be subject to a leak that would shed false light on the focus of our investigation. Predictably, on May 1st, 2021, the Washington Post did just that, falsely labeling our investigation as Russian disinformation.
Should I be mad about the disinformation part or the Russian part more? Probably the Russian part.
Your and the deputy director of the FBI, Abate's failure to take control of the FBI has hindered my work and others' work throughout multiple Congresses on matters that needed timely information and has prevented the truth on some issues from ever reaching the American people. You've also shown a continuing double standard and failure to carry through on promises. Do you think MSNBC will ever say that about the FBI? Because the FBI doesn't like Trump. No, they'll never say that. Do you think Amy Goodman will just say that over at no? Do you think Cenk Uygur will ever say that? No.
Maybe. If you say it, he'll say it after you.
Yeah, maybe he'll say it after me now.
Do you think Director Abate, Jimmy, now is this possible? Is Deputy Director Abate Gary Delabate, a.k.a. Baba Booey? Did Baba Booey disappoint you?
So here is Congressman Higgins asking that guy who's going to quit now because he's a piece of garbage and an enemy of justice. Christopher Wray, the head of the FBI, is going to resign before Trump is president. And watch how he's going to ask him, hey, on January 6th, did you have FBI people dressed up as MAGA supporters inside the Capitol?
Who could have prevented it?
Let's watch
the tragedy.
This. Let's watch this.
Does the FBI have confidential human sources? Did the FBI have confidential human sources embedded within the January 6th protesters on January 6th of 2021?
So his first question is, did you have FBI's assets embedded in the protest crowd? on January 6th? Did you have FBI assets? That not inside, just outside, anywhere. Let's watch his answer.
Congressman, as I'm sure you can appreciate, I have to be very careful about what I can say about when
Even now, because that's what you told us 2 years ago.
May I finish? About when we do and do not, and where we have and have not used confidential human sources. But to the extent that there's a suggestion, for example, that the FBI's confidential human sources or FBI employees in some way instigated or orchestrated January 6th, that's categorically false.
Did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol?
So now he's asking, did you have FBI assets dressed as Trump supporters, as MAGA, inside the Capitol? So he won't answer the question if he had them outside, and when he won't answer it, that means yes. So now he's saying
suggestion.
So now he's saying, wait a minute. Did you? So you won't answer if you had them outside. Did you have them inside the Capitol? Watch this.
Forces dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol on January the 6th, prior to the doors being open.
So prior to the riot, did you already have FBI assets dressed as MAGA supporters inside the Capitol? Prior to the riot.
Again, I had to be very careful.
It should be a no. Can you not tell the American people, no, we did not have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol?
Gentleman's time has expired.
You should not read anything into my decision not to share information.
Director Wray.
You should not read anything into the fact that I won't answer a simple question that reveals that, yes, we did have the confidential sources inside the Capitol dressed as
How would I not
support.
read that? How would I not?
How would you not? Why? Because if it was a no, you would just say no. Because there's no downside to saying no. But there's a huge downside to you admitting what you actually did.
Well, then it indicates that you had people on the ground that could have maybe prevented this terrible tragedy, but did nothing.
And actually instigated it. That's what it looks like.
Like if you had sky marshals at 9/11 that didn't do nothing, it's that bad.
Yeah.
Because this is worse than 9/11 if you watch MSNBC. As I
Yeah,
do.
they said it was worse than Pearl Harbor.
You know, it's not quite October 6th or 7th, but it's definitely worse than Pearl Harbor.
So that anyway, I just wanted to show you that. Come see us doing live shows. We'll be in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only jimmydore.com.